This is the calm before the storm, and Bitcoin is showing signs that it's about to burst. I have a question for you. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Do you want to have a lot more free time? Do you want to have extra income? Do you want to make 5 times more in this bull run? I have exactly what you need. My courses right now have the largest discount they've ever had in 6 years, a ridiculous 75% off, but it's only for a limited time. My courses are exactly what you need in your life right now. If you say my courses are expensive, I agree. My courses are expensive and they'll take about 10 minutes per day, but you won't find anything even close to the quality and the results. If you say, oh, I want to sign up, but I'm going to wait for more profits and sign up later. You could do that, or you can sign up now and make 5 times more in this bull run following the strategies you're going to get in the courses. It's a no-brainer. The largest discount in over 6 years, 75% off, but it's a limited time. You've got to act now. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. That's cryptocrewuniversity.com. Imagine 5 times more cash sitting in front of you. Don't throw that away. Sign up today. Some of you are going to see this at checkout. This is what you can add to your cart. This is a bank robbery. $6,300 in value for only $687. And this is going to include the indicator we are about to discuss. So click here, add it to the cart. That's a bank robbery. Now, we're on the weekly chart, US dollar index, and at the bottom we have Steve's HVNVT indicator. This is a custom indicator. You won't be able to get it here, but when you just add that to the cart, like I just said, this is a free gift. Now, what we notice is that this indicator down here correctly predict this 50% crash. It correctly predicted this 250% rally. It correctly predicted this 63% crash, this 22% crash, this 470% rally, this recent 26% rally. This indicator is on fire. This is our little cheat code for what's happening next in the market. This indicator is based on the volatility of Bitcoin. There's one big problem that we have to discuss. It's we've been in this pattern for the past couple of years. Do you know what this pattern is? This is not a friendly pattern. This is not a type of pattern we want to be playing with. We'll cover that in a moment, but I want you to put your thinking cap on and think about A, what that pattern is, and B, what does it mean for us? What we notice is that when our color is red, price usually goes down, and when our color is green, price usually goes up. But the biggest moves happen about once per year. Sometimes we get twice per year. When our volatility is at the lowest, which comes down into this 40-ish area here. When our volatility drops low, Bitcoin is about to make a big move. It's the calm before the storm. Now, if you're like me, I like beaches. When I live around the world in different countries, for those of you who don't know, I've been to almost 70 countries, and I didn't travel to any countries as a kid. We never had money for that, so it's all in my adult life. I love the beach, and when you stay at the beach, when there's like no wind, that's a telltale sign that in the coming days, there's going to be a huge storm that just punches you right in the face. That's what's happening to Bitcoin right now. It's like there's no wind, there's no sound. Price is almost the same every single day. Unequivocally, there's a storm coming. So which direction is this storm moving? We've got to look at the facts, and there are clues everywhere. And we'll start with where we're at right now. If we look at our volatility, we just dipped our head back below this 40 level, which means a power move is coming. Okay. Anytime you dip your head below, it happened all the way back here. It happened 2 times last year. And then it didn't happen in 2021 at all. And the previous one, it happened in 2020. These are the biggest moves where our volatility drops really, really low. And then we come out of it on fire. And price usually does something crazy like this 250% rally or this 470% rally or this 50% crash. There's usually big explosive moves behind it. And the sequence is really cool. What you notice first is we have to dip our head below this 40 level and then look at the color when we come out of this 40 level. If we go back above this 40 level, pay attention to the color. If the color is green, we're rallying and we're going to have a big rally. If we're in red, we're going to crash. It's really simple. We can look for clues in other charts, but this one is on point. This one has been on fire for years. And again, this indicator is completely free if you add this at checkout. Not everyone will see this at checkout. If you see this, add that bad boy to the cart. That's a bank robbery. It's huge value that you can use in across all crypto, stock market, etc. Now, I want to explain a couple of the past charts so we can understand this one. We understand, okay, dip our head below this volatility level, and then when we come out. I want to piece it together with these other charts, and then I want to talk about this pattern that we've been seeing play out for years, literally since, oh my goodness, since 2013. So this is a 10-year pattern. Wow. Okay, that's really intense. So I wanted you to put your thinking cap on to understand what this pattern is, this 10-year pattern that we do not want to play with this pattern. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's talk about what's happened in the previous charts that we can understand. We're in phase one of the bull. We discussed it in many, many videos. We've been discussing it for about 98 days. We are in phase one of the bull. Phase one of this bull was here. Phase one was here. Phase one was here. We are in phase one. It acts exactly the same. Whereas our market cycle top crashed down to our market structure, that market structure held resistance here and then back support here. Market structure support, market structure resistance, market structure support. The same market structure goes from support to resistance to support. Support in phase one of the bull. Here it is, market structure, support, resistance, support during phase one. Market structure, support, resistance, support during phase one. We're in phase one and we really don't want to dip below here. 24,000. If we go below 24,000 with the body of a candle, we're in trouble. It's no longer going to be unequivocally phase one of the bull. So that is unlikely to happen according to this structure. So we can look at the chart I just showed you, and we understand the earlier charts we discussed. Our momentum is on our side. We need to hold this level with the RSI and the weekly, and we have to hold the 200 week. We understand that we had a hash ribbons little blip in the radar with the red here, which tells us miners were capitulating, which is good news for us. And then we're over here with wondering which color is this going to be. Judging by the charts we just looked at, it appears it has a little bit of a stronger chance to be green coming out of here. Now, does that mean we're going to see a 400% rally or a 200% rally? It's not likely, and I'll tell you why. Because of this pattern. What we've been doing for 10 years is rallying up to the top, crashing back down to our base. Rallying up to the top, crashing down to our base. Rallying up to the top, crashing down, and it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This is a pressure cooker. This has been a pressure cooker for 10 years. Now, let's discuss this pattern. This is not a fun pattern. No, I asked you earlier to put your thinking cap on. Do you know what this pattern is called? This is a common pattern, right? This is a descending triangle. A descending triangle, by definition, this top line acts as resistance, this bottom line acts as support, and we bounce multiple times up to the top, back down to our support. Up to the top resistance, back down to our support. Up to the top resistance, back down to our support. And it happens to be a pressure cooker. The further you get into it, the stronger it moves. By definition, you can take a measured move from this point here with the mouth opening, and then you can take that and drag it over to here to put it down to understand how we're going to crash down, because the majority of these crash to the downside. Now, can you find in the charts a descending triangle that breaks to the upside? Yes, but they're rare. The majority of the time, they break to the downside. There are no absolute certainties in the charts. There are probabilities. We can say with a high probability, these break to the upside. That's not our opinion. That's a bona fide fact. Sorry, did I just say the upside? I wish. They break to the downside. This goes along with what we've been saying in the broader scheme of things. And this is something I haven't discussed at length, but I want to discuss it now with you. We built a relationship where I can be honest with you. We've talked about these cycles that Bitcoin is in. We've talked about how, according to the facts that I study, Bitcoin will not reach 48K this year. We've talked about the facts that I study, Bitcoin won't reach 100K in this cycle. Does that mean I hate Bitcoin? No, I freaking love Bitcoin more than anything. But I'm a realist and I'm a chartist, and the charts are saying 100K, not likely. It's also saying that the broader markets might be going into, after this market cycle, which is going to be relatively weak, it looks like Bitcoin is going to be heading into this broader pattern where we move sideways for multiple cycles. And it looks like the stock market could be doing the same. It looks like it's kind of like a meeting of the minds where I don't have the chart in front of me right now, but if you remember the S&P 500 chart that I showed you, about every 25, 30 years, we go into this cycle where the market just moves sideways for, 10 to 15 years. And that's looking like it's coming in the stock market. And it looks like it's coming in crypto just because the cycles in crypto are cooling down by a factor of 5.3. Each cycle is getting 5.3 by a factor of 5.3 less strong. And we've had a double top here. We could have some sort of a triple top in the coming years at this level around 70,000, 80,000. And if that's the case, and we have this volatility playing out in front of us the way that it is with this descending triangle, it could be years of, not fun times in Bitcoin. And that may be just what the doctor ordered, because in my opinion, that would be a complete reset of this whole cycle. If you look at Bitcoin's whole cycle, this kind of 13, 14 year run, this is one cycle. And I think that will repeat. Once we play out with this boring cycle that may happen multiple years, then we're going to repeat this 14, 15 year cycle. It's going to refresh, and then we'll be back to skyrocketing prices. I think this is obviously me covering the next 10 years of crypto. That could be an outcome that we have to deal with. And there are some signs in the chart that this could be true. So we cannot ignore them. This is a 10-year pattern. It's not a 10-day pattern or even a 10-week pattern or even a 10-month pattern. This is a 10-year pattern. So we've got to wake up and smell the coffee and see what's in front of us and be realistic about what the charts are saying could happen. So I wanted to share that thought with you. Let me know in the comments if you want me to explore that thought further with more evidence, because there's a lot of evidence in the charts that we could be seeing that. I'm not talking about this cycle. I'm talking about the following cycle. So we're 4 years from now, but I do want to specify that. So no matter how you cut it, right now is the largest discount we've ever had in the courses. The courses will blow you away, and the courses are going to put you on a new path to success. You're going to know exactly when to buy and when to sell. You're going to have a lot more free time. You're going to have extra income coming in, and you'll make 5 times more in this bull run than you would have without the courses. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Again, that's cryptocrewuniversity.com. And as I mentioned earlier, if you see this bad boy, add that to your cart. This is an absolute bank robbery. I'm just happy to help change some lives. Peace and love to fellow underdogs. We'll see you back here in tomorrow's video.
I was just investing my money, throwing it into the abyss.
Lost a pretty good amount of money.
I was losing bad.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
I realized that I definitely didn't know enough.
I decided to start taking his classes.
And now with Steve's plan, I'm up 32,000.
It was just a totally different experience for me.
What I spent on the course times 3.
I've been staying disciplined.
And you learn to do it without emotion.
I'm appreciative for this course. It really works.
Don't be scared. Take the leap. Do the courses. It is amazing. It'll change your life. It changed mine.